Hey, just sitting in a parking spot because now we have to come almost an hour early to classes because of parking and having too many appointments between each other. ADHD, right? So I went to Kaiser today for the PT to finish another assessment, and he pretty much just said I need to do dynamic workouts, I guess, to get myself more warmed up. Cool. Anyway, um, my husband's got a new job starting soon, and we're actually gonna, for the first time, be with Blue Cross Blue Shield or some form of that, because the company he's working for is in Seattle and he's gonna be working remote, so it's a whole new adventure for us. And so we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna be better or worse or just different. um, as a person who knows there's stuff going on with her but can't quite figure it all out, I mean, doctors, all they do is say, let's test you for this and that, and then they say, oh, nothing's wrong, you look fine, and they're like, but I don't feel fine, which is always fun. I've energy's been okay. I've been going to exercise classes. I did the springboard class yesterday. I'm actually going to do a rolling class today, which is kind of like yoga, but you roll a lot of your fascia out and stuff. Because again, I'm always stiff. I wake up stiff and always tight, and I feel like some parts of me are just wobbly and not very strong, and some parts of me just hold a lot of tension, which is like annoying. Anyway, it's been a stressful couple of days. What's going on at home? Well, my son, he might need to do a higher dose of Vyvanse or maybe change his medication because he was like throwing things around. We gave him 50 milligrams today. He's doing better. And of course, we're in a crunch to see if we can get more before we change to whole new insurance. Fun. So I might email a lot of the doctors to be like, okay, we're moving on, and I guess we'll have to talk to member services and stuff and figure out where to go. And I've always been a person who's like, I just want to get that all in a row way before, so we're just ready. But when are we ever really ready? We'll figure it out. My daughter's been sleeping in bed with me. I haven't even been sleeping in the same bed with my husband for like probably a month now almost. Yeah. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. That's okay. What else? So I've gotten down to about 125.5 pounds, which is great. I haven't been this since before Ruby, and I'd like to keep going. I swear, upping protein intake, but not knowing about if I'm taking enough fiber. This is the fun part about being in your late 40s, worrying about bowel movements. And then I'm always like tight here and dry. I drink so much water, but I feel dry. And I'm wondering if I just have a system that's really towards sugar, because I've cut down a lot on sugar, but of course, like, the probiotic smoothie pouch I have has some sugar in it, and the, protein shakes I get from this Hungry Root company, they have sugar in them. So there is sugar coming into my system. And yeah, white stuff in the back of my tongue, so I think I have candida. But I've just been taking like these tinctures for estrogen, progesterone, and adrenal balance, and I'm doing a liver detox pill in the morning. So it's a lot. I seem to have a system in my body where it's like either it hits me hard. Yeah, things hit me hard and it takes me a long time to process it. Like even with the eye thing, it's been a week and like my eye is still, you can't see it, but it's all red inside. This is getting better. The bites are all healing. I'm not as swollen, and I had some bites here too, but honestly, it's just, I take a long time. I get hit heavy with something weird, and then it takes forever for it to clear up. What else? Because I got time to kill. Got a new book to read for book club. I don't know if it's gonna be any good. I didn't even make the last book club, the Art Forger, which was interesting because it was about was based on a true story about some art that was stolen from a museum in Boston. You know, but like my health, it's been up and down, and I feel like half the time I'm spending most of my weekends at home. But I've been getting better at exercising and doing things, and I'm hoping for next book club I can be there. Stress has hiked up my, I don't know, adrenal fatigue, cortisol issues, whatever else I have. I keep thinking I have a thyroid situation, but every time I test myself at Kaiser, they're like, no, you're fine. Autoimmune? No, you're fine. So that's that. So husband's gonna do a new job, daughter's sleeping in my bed, son's working at his medication and behavior at school. I'm working on my health. It's getting better, but it's hard to navigate like the percentage of carbohydrates and fats and proteins and where to have more fiber and less sugar, and when to start this candida cleanse. So I'm working on that. Still wondering about the Clarity X test and whether I should like talk to them again. It's like $50 a pop to understand like if any of this genetics ties to some of the stuff I researched, because stupidly I did the call before I really researched all the stuff on there, and then I just had more questions after I researched, which was fun. Like this thing called hereditary spastic paraplegia is something that came up. I don't know what that means, but I do know I have like a lot of stiffiness in the morning and throughout the day, and sometimes I have like spazzing moments in bed when I'm like not quite asleep. So I don't know, maybe I'm a hypochondriac, maybe I have POTS, maybe I don't. I do have ADHD, I do have anxiety. I think I definitely have an issue with histamine, and like every time something happens my body attacks. Inflammation, histamine, whatever. So do I need to look at mast cells? Do I need to look at POTS? Do I need to look at hydration? Do I need to look at hypermobility? I mean, I know I'm on the spectrum for hypermobility, but they never said whether I qualify for the full EDS. I go up one hill or down some stairs and I'm like but I'm in a springboard class, like doing more I don't know if you want to call it like not stagnant, but they're like movement in a certain place versus like consistently moving back and forth. This is less driving me crazy than having to do like bigger movements or walking up and down. So anyways, still figuring myself out. This PT guy today was like, go for walks. I was like, I know how my walks go. I like them at first, and then I don't want to be walking anymore. So stamina and strength and muscle health, and wanted to add, got some of those brushes for like the lymph drainage. So I'm starting from my foot all the way up. So I'm trying all kinds of stuff. The lymph drainage. Oh, now the sun's not in my eye. Yay. Lymph drainage and eating better and all this other stuff. But really it's the stress that like it's really hard for me to like, because I'm always like this raw nerve. And that is why my daughter loves Anxiety the most from Inside Out 2. Because she's my child, and she knows that we are very closely related to anxiety and maybe a bit of anger and envy and disgust and whatever. That's about it. I just want to say that I am still in the know about what's going on in Lebanon and Palestine and the Congo and Sudan and the war in Ukraine, and just want to say that I hope our government gets it together. We need more good people than bad people. We need to stop supporting this occupation and genocide. Stop giving guns and weapons. Just stop.